finally, this is Old Town Jakarta that I'm in. It's like a little, got the whole British colonial type of buildings going on. Not too many people out, which is nice. So let's see what we can find. Probably find something to eat because I haven't eaten yet today and I don't want my blood sugar to like plummet. And I feel like I'm gonna pass out. So it says this is Old Town, but it just kind of feels like a touristy boardwalk. It doesn't actually feel like you're in an older part of Jakarta, but maybe it is the older part and they just redid it and decided to make a tourist attraction out of it. Thank you! Hello. Well, thank you. Like, bless their heart for sure, but sometimes the locals see that you look a little lost, they try to help you, and it's like they make it so much worse. It's like you kind of get an idea where you're going, but they don't want to let you go till they concrete it down and they don't know where you're going. And so I was like, guys, leave me alone. Thank you so much, you're being so great, but you're not really helping and you're making it worse and you're pointing me in the wrong direction. It's like, I appreciate it. I think I'm just going into a parking lot. I don't know where the fuck I'm going. I think I need the help. Let's see if I can walk through here. Just trying to get to this freaking harbor that I saw that was supposed to be a part of Old Town. Nobody really seems to know where it is. So I'm just following on a map to a slither of water. It might not even be the harbor. It might be like a fucking sewage water train or something. But that's what was the biggest draw to make me come out, was the harbor. So that's what I'm looking for, but it's kind of seemed hard to find. I don't know, we'll see. I don't know if you can hear me over the call to prayer, but I'm so freaking lost. It's like on the map it looks so simple, but it's this whole like block area that you can't get through in any way. Like it's just dead end after dead end after dead end, and you should be able to feel like the water is like right here somewhere, but I can't see it and get to it because it's just these buildings that just blocked off the area for, I don't know. And then I like wandered into that little community and I felt so awkward. It was so like a tiny little, I feel like I was like transported into a tiny little town, and it's Muslim, so like I always feel awkward because I don't want to do anything I'm not supposed to do or come off as rude or anything. Anyway, the hunt continues for this freaking harbor. So this is what happens when you're super stubborn. You refuse to give up. Like, I want to find this freaking canal. This is why I came down here. Like Old Town, it's okay. I'll give my opinion on that in a minute. But I came here for the canals. Nobody seems to know what I'm talking about. So I got on my own map, followed the water. Found water, not what I'm looking for. Don't know if you can hear me. But this is how you get lost, by the way. Sometimes I think taxi drivers in Southeast Asia think Westerners don't know how to ask for a taxi, because they constantly ask you if you want a taxi. When you walk by, 10 of them and said no, and maybe they're like, oh, maybe she doesn't understand that means no, so let me ask her again. If I wanted a taxi, I would ask for a taxi, but that doesn't keep them from asking. I get it, you gotta make money, but it's so annoying. Especially when you're already like flustered and frustrated and you just have a bunch of people like, taxi, 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 taxi. Like, oh my gosh, shut up. At least I got out of the tourist spot, right? I'm definitely in Localsville. I found water. Now, technically this is a canal. That's not what I was looking for, so I don't know if I should try to follow this or not. I think I should walk this way because this is closer. This is going back towards Old Town, and if I walk the other way, I'm going further away from Old Town. I'm gonna fucking find it. Guy is like hanging out of this truck staring at me. It's really annoying. Notorious low hanging wires in Southeast Asia. Lights on the sidewalk, lights on the sidewalk, lights on the sidewalk. That's how they do So as frustrating as getting lost can be, and the fact that I'm sweating probably multiple buckets of sweat under my armpits right now, I actually don't mind this. Because I'd rather do this than go to a touristy old town where everything's pretty much been made for you. So that's my opinion of Old Town right now. Like, Old Town, if you have nothing else to do, because no matter how many times I googled it, even asking the locals who work at the front desk where I'm staying what's to do in Jakarta, everyone's like, nothing. Nope, there's nothing to do. So if you just want something to do, you can come to Old Town. I did see a little park, like a nice little Central Park looking area on the way here. I might go there tomorrow. So sometimes that's what you have to do. You kind of have to explore a city yourself, because when you ask a local what's to do, they might be thinking of something touristy or a landmark or a temple or something like that. And it's like, dude, like, I'm cool with a cool main street where there's a couple of cafes or something. But yeah, so the Old Town, it might be a historical area that had just, but it feels like it was built for tourists. It doesn't feel like, you know, like Georgetown in Penang, Malaysia. Georgetown is a you know, the historical sites that you can't rebuild on and something like that. I forgot what you say, a miracle something. Anyway, so it's just like an old historical area with old vintage colonial buildings, and tourists happen to go there, but locals still live there, locals still work there, blah blah blah. This area, it may be historic or it may be old, but it feels like it was built for tourists. Like, it would feel like it was purposely built for tourists to go. There is a post office there. There is stuff that you can tell, like, business, regular business is there, but it just felt like it was built for tourists. It feels, I didn't like it. So I might go back for one more look over. I still haven't eaten it yet, so I'm surprised I'm still standing. But yeah, it wasn't like, if you really need something to do, you want something to do with your time, yeah, go to Old Town. But I'd rather see actual town. Not something that I feel like was built for tourists. So it's nice, but I feel like you just have just as good a time watching a Netflix series or something. Yeah. Anyway, I'm still looking for the canal. Alright, still not really the canal. I mean, technically it's a canal, but not what I saw in the pictures. So I'm gonna turn back around. I'm close to saying I'll give up. When you Google Old Town, they show the canal. So you think the canal is really close to Old Town, because you Google Old Town, you see canals. Apparently that is not the case. Again, nobody knows what I'm talking about when I ask directions, so I don't know. I'm going to walk the other direction. If I don't find it, I officially give up. This canal does not exist. It's a lie. Bikes on the sidewalk. Again, don't just have to watch your step in the street, you have to watch your step on the sidewalk. Sometimes they even drive the wrong direction on the sidewalk. How am I supposed to cross this? Very carefully. Hey, that actually wasn't that hard. So I gotta cross the street. Let's see. There's a crosswalk. I'm gonna do the old, oh, they didn't do it. I'm gonna follow the local across the street. So I didn't find the canal. I don't know if the canal exists. Every time I asked anybody, they didn't know what I was talking about. But when you Google Old Town, pictures of the canal comes up, so maybe I just missed it. So reassessing my evaluation of Old Town, there are museums here. I guess that's worth seeing. There's some of those like upside down museums, or those aren't really museums. Those are more like carnival attractions for kids, so don't waste your money. But there's like a puppet museum here. There's a fine art museum here, and they're all pretty affordable. There's only 5,000 rupiah, which is like $3 or something. Like, it's really, really affordable. I'm not gonna go there today because I'm exhausted. I'm gonna eat and I'm gonna catch my crab back to my hostel. But I'm happy that I came because it kept me out of my hostel, and I'm happy that I got lost because I don't mind getting lost, because it just gives me the opportunity to like see other parts of the city that I wouldn't have seen if I didn't get lost. I didn't get so lost. I always had an idea what direction Old Town was, so I can always turn around and go back. But I didn't find the canal that I was looking for. I did find a canal, but it wasn't the one I was looking for. And the later you come, the more stuff is out. Like, now there's people doing performances, like street performances and stuff like that. Maybe I'll film a little bit of it while I'm waiting for my Grab to go back. I don't know if you can catch a Grab here, because they have like these different weird rules about taxis and Grabs in Indonesia. And so a lot of the tourist areas, Grabs aren't allowed to go. So you have to like go walk a block away to catch your Grab or something. But hopefully it can come here because I'm tired. I've been walking around for hours. So I think Old Town is a nicer place to come, like tourist the later end of the day, to get some dinner, to come down and just enjoy the street performances and the little art shows and just like chill. It's not that big. It's like a couple of blocks. It's pretty small. So I wouldn't say count Old Town out like immediately, but it's okay. It's cute. Yeah. Got my gado-gado, my first gado-gado since I've been back in Indonesia, which is over a month now. So gado-gado is basically peanut sauce, which is the best part, and vegetables, tempura, egg. So it's perfect if you're a vegetarian. It's super overpriced. The water is overpriced. Like this little tiny bottle of water for like 10 ringgit, which is pretty expensive for Indonesia. And I could have got this for cheaper, but I'm in a touristy area, so you can't really escape it. And I'm in this cute little, I'll show you a little tour later. I'm in this cute little restaurant. But if you do want to come here, you don't want to. But if you do want to come here and you don't want to spend a lot of money, there's street food right outside, like right before you really enter Old Town, and you can just eat that. If you don't want to spend like more money, if you don't want to spend touristy prices, you can eat the street food. They have like noodles and mee goreng right on the street. But I need Wi-Fi so I can get the Gojek or my Grab to go back to my hostel. So when you come to a restaurant, you need Wi-Fi. You usually have to buy something. And I'm hungry and I haven't eaten all day, and I haven't had a gado-gado yet, so I'm looking forward to it. I'm tired and hoarse, so hopefully you can hear me.
Saya lagi ada Bang Bojes lagi nyucil, ya.
Di situ banyak banget kria.
Ya, mau bikin kria mau tolong itu bisa sana. Di sini mau kepo-kepoin juga bisa, ya kan. Mbak-mbaknya di situ juga lagi ada proses art, kalau bisa belajar art ya. Semuanya free, tidak dipungut biaya.
I'm exhausted, tired, still gotta get some work done. The life of a digital expat. Not a digital nomad, a digital expat. You long-term stay, you stay put for a while, you get to know the local neighborhood, you grow some roots. Nomads are the ones who bounce around a lot, get burnt out really quickly. So, digital expat. So yeah, on the way here, because Indonesia still has an issue with Grab. Grab came over here. It was Uber. It was here. I feel like I got crusted by eye. Uber was here, but I think Grab absorbed Uber, or Uber partnered with Grab, and I don't think Uber is here anymore. I think it's just Grab and Gojek. Gojek is the Indonesian version of Grab. So if you're one of the travelers who feel a certain type of way by using Western companies when you're in another country, then just take Gojek. You can download Gojek and you just usually have to pay cash, or you can, I think you can use your card to like upload money onto your Gojek app. I haven't been able to do that, so I don't know. I've been using Grab simply because my card is attached to it, and because I still do not have a card yet. Hopefully that will be taken care of. I think I'm just gonna pay the money and have it overnighted to me instead of being cheap and waiting 2 weeks and never getting it. So it's just a way that I don't have to like use the cash that I have, and I can just use my card. So I use Gojek. I use Grab, not Gojek. But anyway, so there's still tension between the regular drivers that are here and the Grab drivers, because basically the regular drivers feel like they're taking money away from the Grab is taking regular money away from the regular taxi drivers. And I mean, you can have your own feeling about that. My feeling is there's nothing wrong with being competitively priced. The regular taxi drivers are just like quadruple or triple the price of a Grab. Like if you're paying a few dollars to take a Grab, you're going to be spending $30 to take a regular taxi. So you can't blame people for wanting to take the Grab. And it's not just tourists who take the Grab. The locals take Grabs, the locals take Gojeks. So when you're in a really touristy area or a landing area like an airport, a train station, a bus station, or any place where there is a concentrated amount of tourists, a lot of times the Grabs aren't allowed to go there, or sometimes even the Gojeks aren't allowed to go there. And so if you're taking a Grab or a Gojek and that's what you're depending on to get back, just make sure that wherever you're going, the Grab or the Gojek is allowed to pick you up. A lot of times they're allowed to drop you off, but not allowed to pick you up. And so what you would have to end up doing is either walking hella far. Like I remember in Bali, we ended up walking an hour and a half just to get to a location and catch a Grab, which is honestly, we were just being stubborn. We probably could have just, it was 3 of us or 4 of us. We could have paid and got back, but we were just like, hells no, we're not paying, because it was like, we paid just a few dollars to get there, and it was like triple the price to get back. And so we were just like refusing, and we ended up walking, which I honestly don't mind doing stuff like that because I like walking. I like seeing other parts of the city or town that I wouldn't have if I didn't walk. So you just have to make sure where you're going and can pick you up. So usually a lot of times you just have to like call the Grab, and the Grab will say, hey, meet me at the roundabout, meet me at the corner, meet me at the McDonald's. So you have to walk and get there. So that's basically what I had to do, because I was at Old Town, which is a touristy spot, so they weren't allowed to go there like directly to there. So I had to walk out of it. And sometimes what they would do as well is that they will ask you for more money, and you can simply say no. Like just say no, you're not giving me more money. They'll just, like, you're already paying in your card, it's already a fixed price. This is another reason why I like to pay with my card too, because I've heard stories about people giving them 100 when it costs 50 and them just refusing to give the change. I've heard stories about they put your luggage they put your luggage in a trunk and they refuse to give your luggage or open the trunk until you pay them more. So that's another tip or trick. You might want to keep your luggage on you at all times so you can just carry it out with you, or give them exact change as well, or pay on your card. So that's another reason why I like to pay on my card, so there's no confusion or anything, or them saying like they don't have change or something like that. So they will still like sometimes ask you for more. Sometimes it makes sense if they're taking a toll road or something like that, but a lot of times it's just to see if they can get more, and you can simply say no. It's really kind of like, it doesn't hurt to ask. Like, let's see if they'll give me more money if I ask for more money. They'll say something like, oh, traffic, oh, too far, or something like that. But they didn't have to accept the drive. They could have just denied it. It's up to them to accept a customer or not. So if they thought it was too far, they could have just not accepted it. And it's up to you. Like, if you want to pay the extra amount, that's fine. Because if you're like, oh, it's just pennies, whatever, it's just extra couple of dollars, that's fine, then just pay it. But if you don't feel pressured to pay it, like, just say no. And a lot of times they'll just be like, okay, yeah, get on. Like, they're just seeing if you will pay more, and if they refuse to take you, just take another Grab or something like that. Or they'll say no, or they'll refuse to take you just to see if you will pay, and then when you say no again, they'll be like, okay. So That's just another thing, like that happened to me today, where he asked for more money and I was like, no, like I'm actually paying more than I paid to get there, so like no, I'm not paying you any more money. You didn't have to accept the drive if you thought it wasn't fair or whatever. But it's up to you. Some travelers have a different view on that, like they feel like whatever, it's a developing country, you should just give it to them. I mean, this is Jakarta, like this is a pretty developed city. It's not like, you know, the backwoods in the country somewhere where people are like slumming it. Like this is a pretty developed city, but it's really up to you. You can say no. So yeah, and I'm also like surprised about how like I'm also surprised about like how far I've come from riding motorbike taxis. Like when I first started riding motorbike taxis, I was like terrified. I remember feeling bad about how tightly I was squeezing the driver's ribs, and I actually paid him more money because I was like, I felt bad. And now I can like almost take a little cat nap on the back of a motorbike taxi, because now I'm just like, whatever. If I die, hopefully I die quickly. No, so that's cool that I feel like I'm more of a local, that I'm like, I barely even hang on anymore. Like check my phone, I take video, like not even thinking about it. And you know, if you look at it, I'm like inches away from the car and the driver's driving crazy, and it just doesn't even bother me anymore. It's like, it is what it is. This is how they drive. They've been driving since they were like little. Like if you go to the islands and in like the northern parts of each country, that's when you see like the littler kids riding a motorbike. So they've been driving since they were like wee little, like tiny kids. So you just kind of start to just trust the drivers, that they know what they're doing and are not going to kill you. I mean, there are still accidents, but I did hear that tourists cause more accidents than locals. So anyway, I'm here now. I'm gonna get to work. I'm trying to vlog more, like talk to you guys more when I'm like out and about. I'm not really out and about, but I'm not like just sitting down at a desk or something. Trying to vlog more or just show my face more. I don't actually like showing my face when I'm walking around. I like to film what I see more than my face, but people like to see my face, I guess. Anyway, yeah, Jakarta so far is the city. It's not bad, it's not good, it's just a city. Even when I ask the locals what's to do around here, everybody seems to think it's nothing to do around here. And I was reading up on Jakarta. Jakarta is definitely like the industrial, financial area of Indonesia, and Yogyakarta is where I'm going. It's supposed to be like the soul of Indonesia, so that's where I'm heading to. And hopefully there'll be more things to do. I only have 30 days, and I don't like to move too much because it gives me anxiety. So I think I'm just gonna spend the rest of my time in Jakarta, I think, because there's a lot to do. Like Jakarta is pretty big. There's a lot of parts of Jakarta that you can like go to. So I think I'm just gonna spend most of my time there, probably, and then head to Sri Lanka. Alright, bye.
Oh, 1 mile in fog patches and showers early Friday, but improving to greater than 6 miles on Friday morning.
Stars shining bright.